Hi, I'm Dr. Daniel Glenn Bowman, and today I'm going to talk to you about mindfulness. It's a concept that helps athletes, people losing weight, and business executives. It's something that I do with everybody I coach. I encourage and teach mindfulness. So, what is mindfulness? Well, it's a state of alertness and awareness that's very present focused and non judgmental. Again, mindfulness is a state of alertness, focus, and awareness that is non judgmental. And you're in the moment. So that state allows you to perform at your best, whether you are an athlete, an executive, or you're just trying to enjoy a meal and stay on track for eating the right amount of food. A recent study with weight found that when people were taught to be mindful with their eating, they lost a lot more weight and performed much better than people who were just given a diet. So it's important when you're eating to not eat until you're fairly hungry, for the most part. Not starving, but on a 0 to 10 scale, 0 is you're having hunger headaches and you just are just low energy and sort of, feel like you're starving, and 10 is like the way you'd feel after Thanksgiving, you're just stuffed. You really shouldn't start eating usually until you're like a level 3. And you should stop when you're a level 7. Another one of the mindful eating tricks is if you're not hungry enough to eat an apple or a piece of fruit or a carrot, then you're not hungry. So if my emotions are just wanting me to eat, I'll say, well, am I hungry enough to eat an apple or a carrot? And about half, maybe more than half the time I am. And if I am, I go eat an apple or a carrot to prove that I was hungry enough to eat that. And when you're eating mindfully, you're chewing your food, you're putting your fork down, and you're savoring the food, and you're not thinking. It's fun to talk and have fun at meals, but when you're being mindful with food, you're eating it and you're chewing it, and you're not just washing it down with water. And sports, being mindful of sports is the same kind of mindfulness that occurs with eating. It's you're in the moment. You're not thinking it through. You're just in a flow and you're in the moment and you're observational and you're not judging yourself. And as an executive or a business person, it means that you're aware of what's going on with your employees, or you're in the moment with them. You're not just thinking about what you're going to say. You're slowing things down, and the equivalent of putting down your fork, and you're listening to what they're saying. So it's going to help you perform everywhere. And the best way to get there is to practice it every day, to at least spend 5 minutes a day. And I'm going to do 5 minutes of mindfulness with you in just a minute. But ideally, maybe something like 10, 15 minutes. If you have an athletic performance coming up or a big business meeting, I would recommend doing maybe 20 minutes or two sessions of 10 minutes of mindfulness. So, but you want to do it on a regular basis, and when we do, our brains change the way they are. The research is very clear. We can now, with these brain scans, we can see what happens to people's brains, and you can Google Harvard and mindfulness, and you can see in brain, and you can see how it changes your brain. One change that occurs with mindfulness in the brain is that your fear center, or your amygdala, it's a little tiny center in the core of your brain. It gets smaller, and it's getting less of a workout. So it's like if you're doing curls, your biceps get bigger, but if you don't do any, your biceps get smaller. And because mindfulness causes that amygdala to fire less, it actually shrinks. Other areas of our brain that you want to enlarge get bigger with mindfulness. One of the areas is your insula. It's about the size of a golf ball, and it's on the cortex, on the outer part of the brain. And it's really what we best know to be sort of a center of happiness and awareness and connectedness. So how awesome is it to grow that? So mindfulness is going to restructure your brain, and it's going to help you perform better in the moment, and it's going to give you less fear and anxiety. It's going to help you eat more appropriately and enjoy food better. It's going to help you enjoy your coworkers better, and it's going to definitely improve athletic performance. On average, about 10% improvement in athletic performance. So how do we get there? Well, we get there by practicing it regularly. And when you're practicing it, you have to bring an intentionality to it. You have to bring an energy and a focus. You have to really clear out all the distractions and bring a focus to yourself. And you have to be able to keep emotions away from you to be mindful, because the emotions, they trigger that amygdala, that fight or flight center, and it hijacks or takes over your brain, and you don't have an ability to be mindful and or even think rationally. So breath control is critical. And one thing I teach athletes and everybody I work with is when you're emotionally getting too far, when you're getting angry or fearful, learn to take a clearing breath. And let me show you what that looks like. It's just, you're just blowing out and you're dropping your shoulders. So the clearing breath is critical to calming and initiating the state of mindfulness. So when you do that, it sends a signal from your brain to a nerve called the vagus nerve to your heart, and it tells your heart to slow down. So it starts to calm the emotions, and it starts to calm the amygdala. So go ahead and take one of those clearing breaths. Feels really good. Just take them throughout the day when you feel stressed or overwhelmed, or if you're performing your sport. And another key to mindfulness is learning to breathe in your diaphragm. Now, when you're out there playing your sport, it is ideal to breathe in your diaphragm, but you can't be thinking about that. But this diaphragmatic breathing for mindfulness, I prefer it to be in and out of your nose, but if you're in your sport, it's going to be in and out of your mouth. Maybe your mouth and nose, but you need to get more oxygen in. But when you're just being in the moment and you're not having high body demands, it's better to do the mindfulness breathing in and out of your nose. You're just breathing in and out of your nose. And you want to learn to bring it into your diaphragm. So when I work with athletes and they're uptight, let's say a golfer. I've been out on the golf course today working with golfers, and you'll see them. They're getting ready to take their backswing. They're swinging them, and they're holding their breath as they're making contact with the ball. They're chomping down on their mouth, and this means that they're going to have tightness in their body, usually a bad swing, and they're not relaxed. And so it's essential that you're breathing, and that your breathing is rhythmic. And so to have this mindful breathing, I like it in your belly and in your diaphragm. So instead of up here, where most American adults breathe down here in your belly. So as you inhale, your belly fills up like a balloon. As you exhale, it falls. Not up here, down here. Try to breathe with me. Inhale. Relax, exhale. Attach inhalation to exhalation. As you exhale, the balloon collapses. As you inhale, it blows up. It contracts. Inhale. Relax, exhale. Attach inhalation to exhalation. Now that you know your clearing breath and how to breathe in your diaphragm, let's practice a few minutes of mindfulness. Go ahead and get yourself comfortable. You can either be sitting down or lying down, but you want your spine straight, and I'm going to keep the video rolling, but it's best to close your eyes for this. So close your eyes, get comfortable, and let's start some mindfulness. As you inhale, sense the air coming through your nose and into your belly rising. And as you exhale, feel the air going out your nose and your belly falling. Inhale, relax. Exhale, relax. Attach inhalation to exhalation. Notice where your body is making contact with where you're sitting or lying. And don't judge it, just be aware of it. Notice any sounds that are going on around you, but don't attach to them. Just be aware of them. And notice how you're feeling. Don't attach to your emotions, but just acknowledge them and let them flow. And notice what you're thinking. And don't attach to your thoughts. Just let them flow like clouds that move in and out of the sky. In mindfulness, your mind is like a big, blue, open sky. And your thoughts and feelings are just clouds that come and go, and without attachment to them. So just breathe. Take a clearing breath. Clear your mental sky. Let it go blue. Let the thoughts and emotions just pass away like a cloud. Sense your body from toe to head like your brain's an MRI, and if any body part has tension, just release it. Let everything go limp and loose. Let all the tension out of your legs and hands and neck and face. And just be aware of how you're feeling and thinking, and just let those thoughts and feelings pass, and just focus on your breath. Now you're in this quiet, nice, mindful state. I want you to picture the performance you're looking for, whether it's your weight you're working on, and you're mindfully eating and stopping when you're satisfied, or it's your golf game and you're visualizing your swing from inside and outside of your body. Or if it's, you're an executive and you're having to have a difficult conversation with the employee, that you're present focused. Whatever it is that you're trying to produce, now that you're in this mindful state, take a little bit of time to just see the behavior and performance you desire. Take a clearing breath. Take this mindfulness with you and have a great day.